Hello and welcome to Interactive CAD. Today I'm going to be going over some Solidworks mating basics for how to make parts in a Solidworks assembly file. So for the purposes of this little video, I've created some block files. So block 1, 2 and 3. So they're just very simple blocks and I've got them all open in Solidworks. So if I go to new and then go into assembly, and then I've opened a blank assembly file. Any part files I've got open in the background are here in the open documents section. And if you want to insert a part file or assembly file that's not currently open, you can go on browse and insert it into your assembly. So I'm going to insert block 1 and tick it. So I've inserted block 1 and it's come up with this little F here in brackets. So any part or assembly that's the first part in your new assembly file will be fixed, and that's what that little F means. So fixed, it means you can't drag it anywhere, it's fixed in position. If you wanted to move it, you just right click and go on float, you can move it about. I'm going to fix it again because I'm going to mate my parts to this part file, to this block, to fully define my assembly. So now if I go back up to insert components, go block 2, I've got this little orange L, so I'm just going to click it in. So now this is fully defined because it's fixed and I can't move it anywhere. The orange block that I've just inserted hasn't got a little F there, so I can move it literally anywhere I want in the assembly. So what I'm going to do is mate these faces. So I'm going to keep my finger on control, click the two faces I want to mate, click mate at the top, and now it's made those two faces what I've clicked coincident. The standard mates you can have with SolidWorks are coincident, parallel, perpendicular, and if you've got curved faces, tangent and concentric. You can also put an offset distance in or an angle. So for example, these two faces, if I didn't want them to be coincident, what I can do is put in a 25mm step and tick it. So now, no matter what I do, those two faces will always be 25mm apart. So if I go into evaluate and go into measure, the 25mm apart. But for this exercise, I want them flush. So if you ever want to edit any mates you've created, if you go to the feature tree, and at the bottom there's always the mates folder. If you expand on that, any mate you create in this assembly file will be in here. So I'm going to edit that, right click, edit features, and I'm going to make it coincident again and tick it. So from there, if you look at the axes here, I've defined it in the Z-axis, so I can't move this orange block up or down. It's always just left in the X and Y axis, left and right. So to fully define it in the Y axis, I'm going to click these two faces, keeping my finger on control again, coincident, tick it, and so now it's fully defined in the Z axis and the Y axis. To define it in the X axis, I'm going to just click there and there. So I've deliberately made a mistake there. So now these two parts are intersecting. So what I'm going to do is right click on the orange block, and I'm going to go to view mates, and it comes up with every mate that's affecting the block I've just right clicked on. So I've got 3 coincidents defining this block, and the one that's incorrect is coincident 3. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to change my face selection, so I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to go from here. So it's basically realigned it because I've changed it. So I'm going to go OK. So I'm going to change the mate alignment down here again and go back, and that's what I'm after. So I'll tick that. So now if I try and move the orange block, it's fully defined, and so is my blue one. Go back to assembly, insert components, and I'm going to do the same for my block 3. I'm going to tick it. Insert this one. I'm going to do the same again, mate the front faces. So keep my finger on control, click the faces I want to mate, tick, do the same again, tick. And now, as you can see, I need to drag this out here. and then mate these two back faces. Take that. Insert block 4, so insert components again, block 4. So now that's coming fixed for some reason, but anyway. So now I'm going to actually, this is currently in the wrong orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete block 4 again, just to show you. Go insert components, click block 4. So I clicked block 4 once, and now it comes up with this little angle orientation toolbar. So what I want to do is spin it round the Z axis, looking at my axes down here, 180. So if I click it twice, so now that's in the right orientation for what I want, and then I click, and then I'll do the same again, just mate the faces. So now that is fully defined. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. It's very basic on how to make components and spin them round in Solidworks assemblies. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed watching, and thank you.